Dear all, this lecture deals with the line and curve detection. So, in this figure, a man is trying to join certain points that are scattered around certain area to form a line. So, in a figure, if you have certain points like this, how we can conclude that that is representing a line? That can be done by using Hough transform. Hough transform is a transform that is used for detecting lines and curves inside an image. Okay, so we can learn what is Hough transform. Now, here Hough transform means, so here you have two spaces. One is known as the image space, that is represented as a square here, and this is the parameter space. So what is the thing that is happening is, you have to convert each and every point in the image space to the corresponding structure in the parameter space. Okay, so what do you mean by image space is that the image that you have to or image that you are going to analyze. Parameter space means, in order to find whether or check whether a line or a curve is present in that particular image, you need to transform the particular or each and every point in that image to a parameter space. So here, what is image space, or which are the variables that is representing the image plane is that you have an x-axis and a y-axis. We know that always we are representing images using the parameter f of xy. That means any amplitude depending on the two independent variables x and y. So here x and y are the axis that is representing the image space, and correspondingly you will be having an axis corresponding to parameter space. Okay, now how can we move a point, or how can we detect a line in the image space? So you know that the main the equation or mathematical representation of a line is y is equal to mx plus b0. Okay, so here you know that for each and every value of x and y, you will be getting corresponding point along the line, and you can draw the line. Okay, so here m0 is actually the slope of the segment. This m0 is representing the slope, and b0 is representing the y-intercept. So that these things you have studied in maths. So you have slope and the y-intercept, and you know for a particular line, this m0 and b0 are constants. Okay, so in the Hough parameter space, we are taking m and b are the parameters, m along x-axis and b along the y-axis, and corresponding to this particular m0 b0, you will be getting a particular point in the Hough space. That means here b0 is a constant and m0 is a constant. So if I am taking b0 along y-axis and m0 along x-axis, I will be getting a point m0 b0 in the parameter space. Okay, so for corresponding to one line, I am getting a point in the parameter space. Now I am taking one point. What is happening to the particular point? So point here from the previous line, what is the previous line? Previous line is y is equal to m0 x plus b0. Okay, so here if I am solving for b0, I can write b0 as equal to what? b0 as equal to minus of x into m of 0 plus y. Okay, so here if you are analyzing this particular thing, if you are taking a particular point in the image space, that is xy, for a particular point xy, you can take different combinations of b0 and m0. Why? Because this particular equation is also representing a line with x as the slope and y as the intercept, y-intercept. Okay, so if I am rewriting the original equation in the image space to the equation corresponding to parameter space with b0 as the output and m0 as the input, m as the minus of x as the slope and y as the y-intercept, corresponding to that particular point in the image plane, that means corresponding to this particular point, I am getting a line that is given represented by this red color. Okay, so in the previous slide we saw that corresponding to a line, we are getting a point in the parameter space, and corresponding to a point in the image space, we will be getting a line in the parameter space. Okay, so consider a line. Now you have to consider a line that is joining this x0, y0, the point x0, y0 and point x1, y1. So the line will be like this. Okay, the line joining these 2 points will be like this. Now you have to find the corresponding lines, corresponding values in the half parameter space. So if you are taking that, first of all you have to take the equation b is equal to minus of x, that means b is equal to minus x into m plus y. Then if I am substituting x0, y0, I will be getting this as equation number 1, and this is representing a line and I am drawing that line. Okay, so this is the line that is representing the equation b is equal to minus x0 m plus y0. Now for the same equation, if I am substituting x1, y1, I will be getting the equation b is equal to minus x1 m plus y1. If that is the case, this is again representing another line. So if you are drawing these 2 lines in parameter space, what is happening is that these 2 points are intersecting at a particular point. These 2 lines are intersecting at a particular point. So what this point is representing? Actually, this point is representing a unique value m0 and a unique value b0, where m0 is representing the slope of which line? The line in the image space, and b0 its y-intercept. Okay, so that is the case with the line that is transferred from image space to half space. So if you are considering each and every point in a particular line, and if you are transforming that particular point to half space, corresponding to each point you will be getting a line. If there are n points, you will be getting n lines, and the conclusion is that if these n points are points along a line, the corresponding lines that is obtained in the parameter space, that is those n lines, will intersect at a particular point, and that point will be representing the corresponding slope and intercept of that particular line. Okay, so if you are taking certain points and if you are transforming, and you will be getting certain lines that is intersecting at a particular point, and those lines are the images of the points in the image space, and if you are joining those points, you will be getting a line, and the intersecting point in the image parameter space will give you the slope and the y-intercept. So that is actually half transform. So we are transforming which thing? The transforming each and every point from the original space, that means the image space, to the parameter space for getting the correspondence. Now what is a parameter space representation? The parameter space representation means you have to represent m and b. You have to consider the x-axis as the slope parameter m and y-axis as the intercept parameter, that is b. But here this is an unbounded parameter space. There is no bound here. N is varying. M can vary from minus infinity to infinity. B can also vary from minus infinity to infinity. Is there any alternative representation? Surely there is an alternative representation known as the polar representation. So you have studied about the polar representation of line in maths, that is x into cos theta plus y into sin theta is equal to rho. Here you know that rho is the perpendicular line that is joining that is intersecting that line and joining the origin. Okay, so if you are taking this rho, then that rho will be making an angle theta with the x-axis. So from this theta and rho, you can write the equation of the line as x cos theta plus y sin theta is equal to rho. So here what is the parameters? Which are the parameters? Theta and rho are the parameters. Okay, so corresponding to a particular line, you will be having a unique theta and rho. So if you have so many points in this particular line, then how this can be transferred to the parameter space theta and rho? So our intention is, in half transform, you are transforming the actual image plane to some parameter space. Okay, so in the previous case, we are transforming to MP plane, that means slope intercept plane. Here we are going to transform to theta rho, that means angle perpendicular distance parameter space. So if you are doing so, you have to follow the algorithm. First of all, you have to initialize a accumulator array with all values is equal to 0. then you know that the theta parameter can be varied from 0 to 180 degree, and correspondingly rho is equal to x cos theta plus y sin theta. And you have one more thing, for every theta that is varying from 0 to 180, that means if the theta is within the range 0 to 180, your rho will be this, and corresponding to each that row, corresponding to one particular row, you will be incrementing the accumulator space h of theta rho is equal to the current value plus 1. So initially that is initialized to 1, and then it is initialized, then it is incremented by 1. Then finally you have to find the values of rho theta, where h of theta rho is a local maximum. That means when this h of theta rho is attaining its maximum value, the corresponding values of rho and theta should be taken, and that rho and theta should be the parameter of the actual detected line. Okay, I am repeating, you have to vary the theta value from 0 to 180 degree, and you have to find the rho value, and correspond, if that theta is within the range this thing, you have to increment the accumulator value from 0 to its maximum. Now you have to find the local maximum corresponding to that h of theta rho. That means find the values of rho theta where h of theta rho is having the maximum value. That corresponding theta rho is representing the line in the image space, that is a detected line, that is represented as rho is equal to x cos theta plus y sin theta. Okay, so here if you are analyzing this particular picture, so many dots are there, they are almost along a same line. So if you are transforming this to parameter space, you will be getting what the theta and rho parameters, you will be getting certain curves, but all these curves are intersecting at a particular point, and that point corresponding to what? That point corresponding to your theta value and the rho value. Okay, so here there are another examples. You will be having a square means you will be having 4 lines, so you will be getting 4 intersecting points corresponding to that, that is representing m theta. Then circle means there is no intersecting point, there is no line in that, therefore you are not getting any intersecting points here. Okay, now for several lines, that means here you have several lines. One line is along this direction, along this direction, along this direction, this direction. You have several lines, so corresponding to each and every line, you will be getting different intersecting points in the Huffman space or parameter space. Okay, now what is the effect of noise? So here if you are looking at this figure, there are certain points along the line, but some points are not along this line. So if you are transforming this to this particular point, you will be getting several intersecting points. So maximum, the point where you are getting the maximum intersection, that will be considered as the normal normal parameters, and you can reconstruct the line in the image plane. Okay, but if the noise is fully affected like this, that means fully this points are scattered in a scattered manner. If that is the case, you can't find a unique intersection point in the image space. That means what? There is no line in this particular figure. It means purely random points, not the points along a single line. Okay, so number of this will be number of intersection will be less. So what is the practical details of this Huff transform is that you need to find corresponding points in the parameter space. If they are intersecting, purely those points are constituting lines of a particular points of a particular line, and you can reconstruct. Okay, so here the pros of Huff transform is that they can deal with non-locality and occlusion. Whatever be the case, we can detect line, and it can also detect the multiple instances of a model in a single pass. That means if multiple lines are there, that can also be detected, and it is robust to noise. Okay, so these are the pros. Thank you.